Hi, my tribute here tonight is about my mother, Roberta Ray Williams. She was born in 1943 in a very small town of Warners, New York. Population 200 people. The town was so small that there was a building that was dedicated to the fire department on one side, and on the other side was the general grocery store. It was so small that inside their soda pop machine, all the firefighters had beers in there instead of sodas and water. And that was very normal for that little hick town. My mom, Roberta, was raised by a very stern grandmother who I met a few times, and my grandfather, who I met twice. And she was raised with 2 older sisters and 3 younger brothers. After my mom met my dad at the age of 15, she became pregnant with my sister Victoria and had my sister at 16 years old. I followed at 18. Not even a year later, my sister Michelle came, and then a year after that, my brother. My mom had her hands completely full while my dad went in and out of prison. And my mom, in true ladylike fashion, never complained. She never raised her voice. She was very kind, very timid, and that's the way my mom always was. I remember growing up with her. We played volleyball together. We were on women's softball teams. When I was a younger child, my mom was the manager of our softball team and on my sister's softball team and my brother's softball team. My mom, Roberta, tried to help my dad, so she studied for a few weeks and then went and got her contractor's license and opened a business, and it was thriving for years in the Bay Area until we moved up here. When my mom turned 43, she found out that she had breast cancer, and again, in true fashion, she never complained. My mom was such a lady. So she battled for a few years, and it went away, and we were all so grateful. For 15 years, my mom fought and won over breast cancer. And 15 years later, my mom succumbed to not only breast cancer, but it metastasized all over her whole body and around her heart. And I'm telling you her story because she was one of the bravest women I know. She never complained. We never saw her shed a tear. And I think that was so she could protect us. And the biggest thing that she would always say is, I don't want to be a burden. So one day on her birthday, I remember that I was just crying my eyes out. There I was in the prison yard. And I remember that it was her birthday and I started crying. And I'm trying to keep it together because I didn't want the inmates to see me cry. And I looked around and I'm looking at one of the inmates that had lost her child because her child had committed suicide. Another one had lost her child for another reason, or you fill in the blanks. There was just so much sorrow. And then it hit me at 50 years old. I had the best mother for 50 years of my life, and I truly mean that. And this tribute is to my mom because someday I would love to aspire to be half the woman, half the lady, half as courageous as my mother was. I love you, Mom, and I can't wait to see you again because I already know you're in heaven waiting for me, making a place. So thank you for listening to my video and allowing me to introduce to you my mother, Roberta Ray Rose, the best woman that you would ever have the opportunity to meet. Thank you.